you're coming off a week where you had your first 100-yard rusher at the running back position. What went into that performance? What worked well?
Just preparation during the week. We always talk to these guys about making sure that they're just focused on their craft during practice, while we're in meetings. And when you do that, it just shows up on the field. Just taking that extra step, and maybe it's an extra 10 minutes here or there, on their own, not with the coach, just that extra bit on their own. But it's kind of been a situation where the effort has been there, the energy has been there, the desire has been there. Just you have to just keep doing your job, and when the situation presents itself, good things will happen. It's one of those types of situations.
Are you sensing the guys are working more on their own, especially film work, maybe?
Yeah, they're doing that, and they're coming out here and on the field. You can just see it and asking good questions, and with what we're doing some things now that I think, especially when you look at Kel. Anytime you can just get him the ball in space and get him out there in open space, he's gonna have a chance to be successful. Ron got in there and he ran hard. I mean, you saw JT in there, so all of them are preparing hard.
Up front, being more spread out, you guys are more open formations recently. Does that give the backs more room to work? Is that going to open up more holes?
Definitely. I mean, anytime you got a guy like Noel Thomas out there doing what he's doing, that in itself is going to allow more room. So, I think that, like I said, these guys they're preparing hard. They're working hard in practice and just giving themselves an opportunity to be successful on Saturdays.
Arkell specifically had his best game of the year, only playing 3 quarters though. What has he done production-wise that you saw in the game for him to be successful?
I mean, I thought he just had a great week of practice last week. That's the main thing. And he's just got a real good feel. He's got a real good feel for it, and just kind of seeing those holes. Sometimes it's one of those things where it's like a guy's just born with a gift, and he just seems to have a gift for seeing it. And we work different things during the week to kind of try to enhance his natural abilities. But he's just a guy that just does a great job of just seeing things on his own.
At the running back position, picking up blitzes, pass protection is always big. Ron seems to have taken over the third down back role. Has he stepped up in that game, and how's his pass catching ability developed since you've been here?
I think that, to be honest with you, all of those guys do a really good job in pass pro. And I think, if you really go back and look at that game, you'll see Arkell in there on third down. And I don't think anybody that's going to watch tape on us is going to say, when 22 is in there, because of his size, we're going to bring more pressure and attack him. When 3's in there, maybe you don't. Defenses are going to do what they do. And, whoever's in the game, we have confidence they're going to pick it up. But definitely, Ron has done a good job when he's been in there on his pass pro. That's something he's worked really hard on. And he's worked to develop that aspect of his game for sure. Ron's a really intelligent football player. That's one thing that I think really, really helps him out when it comes to his development and improvement in his pass protection. He really, really sees things. He sometimes will go in meetings with our quarterbacks at different times, and he'll be able to kind of talk in the same language as them. So he's done a good job in studying.
On film, what have you seen from the USF front that's going to give you guys some problems maybe?
They're a great football team, great front. They've got a lot of experience in that group. The two backers, Sanchez and Nigel Harris, they're both guys that have been playing in there for a long time. They know that system well. You can just tell by the way they move around. They're very comfortable in it. Anytime you're dealing with guys with experience, you got to be prepared, because they can do some things probably on film that you haven't seen before, because they don't have to be basic with guys that have a lot of experience. They can kind of ramp things up and do new things, and guys can pick it up and they can roll with it. So we just got to be prepared for the things that you may not see on tape and be able to adjust during the game.
You had a couple of guys, young guys, that played really well during camp, Vickers and Hopkins. How have they progressed as the season's gone on the look team?
I think they're both over there working hard. I check on them, daily, weekly. I talk with the defensive staff to see how they're doing, and they're both over there working hard. They still got a ways to go, but I definitely think that both of those guys have a lot of potential. I mean, and obviously you were here at practice during the summer, and you can see, there's flashes here and there of things that they're going to be able to do. And then as we, move into the off season and spring ball, we're hoping to add some new things to their games. When I get a little bit more time with them on a daily basis, so I think they're going to be good backs. Was
it the plan all along to redshirt them?
When you got upperclassmen and they're playing well, you'd love to be able to lean on them more than you would a younger guy. So we don't necessarily go into it with a plan one way or the other. We kind of let everybody earn their role here. And at this point in time, there's no reason why a young guy should have to play in front of Ron and Arkell, who've been in our system for 3 years. So.
And then another role you have, player engagement. What goes into that? What do you do differently maybe that some other coaches don't in other programs?
We're just always looking for opportunities for our program to engage with the community, whether it's going and talking to kids at a school, or it's going and speaking to a group at a shelter. Just different ways. We've gone and interacted with kids that are have different illnesses. So there's different ways for our guys to get out there and meet and engage with the community, and opportunities for them to see how blessed and fortunate they are to be in this position that they're in. But there's a lot of people that would love to do what they do. So it's kind of a chance to for us to give, but also we can receive from those situations as well.
Do you see that has an impact on the kids' lives?
Definitely. Anytime you get a chance to serve, and you'll hear Coach Diaco talk about that with our program a lot. Anytime you get a chance to serve, you always benefit more than the person you're giving to. So, you always, learn from those situations, and it always is going to help you become a better individual, a better human.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.